Ahau, danskakyo. Uipatskam kamachita, no? Guaya. Let's get everything fired up here. There we go. Dansa Tyrone. Okay. My obligatory share things out to Facebook. All right, we're back transcribing. We're going to work on this story some more tonight. Timuan peyak ka sigatami. It's been called. It's actually several stories in one. What we'll do is we'll go back a tiny little bit. We didn't get very far into this. This was the very first recording I did with Wes I think it was in August. Oh, can't hear me. One sec. I don't think it's on my end. I can see Discord is lighting up like my microphone is working. So I'm not convinced. Mananto, Tyrone, Kimaga. Mia sini tago sinian, tapwe. Miwa sin. Can you do me a favor? Jump on the Discord and see if the sound's coming through. If I try to check it myself, it'll kick me off. Mia sonomaga tago sinian, tapwe. Yeah, it should be okay. So what we'll do is we're only a minute into this, minute and 10 seconds into this story. So we'll just might as well just go right back to the beginning. We'll start over, and we'll have a listen here as we get going.
Minä pitomaan mamam to nehtämme tanssimaagi spihtehtaaqaq. Kun taa timuunsi puhti wovia taa timuun. Puhti mamahtawa timuun. Puhtim ton misikihsa timuun, you know. Pitama kawoiistamme. Tapskutu magapm tatasihtamana nohtkajas. Nemusumpan mangagiato tak. Timu nohu he aisino kagibe mache sa puhteitu tahoma. Asniwa chihkuhti. Kagibe takuache hoitu tahtante hegibe wo tuhteituma. Kohtaan suuta hegib mistä kohteit. Kiiguai hegib muhteikotsek. Kiiguai hegib sasiitoskaagutsek. Namoi kahkaskihtau. Ai siinu. Kikape muste asoaga metohe. Watsia. Kispenega hegib kaktimageimkut. You see?
All right, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I was listening to this earlier today. We just rolled out some new features for transcribe today. And so I was working on this on the side a little bit, but I'm super excited to get into this story because there's like 3 or so stories in there. Did you get in there? Is the audio okay? You don't hear anything. All right. If you're on TikTok or Facebook, can you let me know if the audio is coming through okay? I'll just double check on my own as well here. It looks like all indicators on my end are saying it's coming through on TikTok. Thank you for that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's working fine. It seems like it's just a Discord thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the... I will restart the Discord here. All right, so disconnect and end live stream, start the stage. And we don't need to notify everybody the second time. All right, let's try that. Okay. Just having some technical difficulties, as happens from time to time. Could you check it one more time? Thanks. I literally rebuilt my entire desktop today because the CPU cooler went. What a nightmare. So hopefully that's fixed things up on the Discord. Again, I can see on my end it's giving me the... Yeah, okay. It seemed like it was just a Discord issue. Good. Okay, that seems fixed. All right, let's keep going here.
Namoi ka kaski tau. Ai si no. Ki ka pe moste a soaga me tohe.
I see no, I think he said. Just rolled out a new change to transcribe today. Super curious why Namoya is not. Yeah, that's really interesting. Is that a new issue completely?
Namoi ka kaski tau. Ai si no. Ki ka pe moste a soaga me tohe.
Muste Aswagamet, I think he said. Ote. So a couple new little features. We can see here there's a blue line that shows up with the spell checker, and it's actually going to let us know that there are a couple of different analyses available for that. It's kind of a little bit technical, and I'm still documenting what these mean, so don't worry about it, but that's one. But the other thing that's cool is when you click into a word, I see new, for instance, this little blue button's going to light up now that'll let you click on that and jump over and see that word in the database. And so I wonder if that one's showing up like that because of the Y's. So yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. That's okay. Come back to that. We'll pick another word here. We'll say Gaskitao. Click on that one. So then it'll take you to the lemma for that, and then you can browse through all of the different variations of that word. So just a little shortcut. We've launched some other new features just literally today as well, but yeah, we'll play with them for a bit.
Namoi ka kaski tau. Ai si no. Ki ka pe moste a soaga me tohe.
Suwaga mate. I don't know that word. Let's go look it up in ito na. To cross the body of water. Moiga gaski tao, they weren't able to. And then muste. Like wit, oh, just plainly, simply. They weren't able to simply, they weren't just able to cross the water, I guess. But let's keep going.
Wachia, ki spine ga gipm kak timagim kot. You see? Atayo ka na. Wachia, ki spine ga gipm kak timagim kot. You see? Atayo ka na. Wachia, ki spine ga gipm kak timagim kot. You see? Atayo ka na.
Get the ma game good. So this is a new feature that shows up now too. If you spelled, I've got geese spin spelled wrong, so this little orange underline will show up, and now it's going to give me spelling suggestions. And it's not Gippesen, it should be geese spin. Geese spin. There we go. Egipim get the ma game good. So I missed that long E there, and I get my choice long I. This would be like oily, I guess, but it'd be this one here. So help us spell check a little bit. This isn't available for all of the analyzers yet, but it is available for Niue and Plains Cree dialect, and I think it's available for Odawe. I'll have to double check.
Wachia, ki spinega gipum kaktima game good. You see? Atayohkana.
Yokana. Again, I don't know where my long A's are there, so it's long A, long O. And then that is the obvious.
Magan stamai sinok. Egi kitama game good check mista hohe.
Egi.
Magan stamai sinok. Egi kitama game good check mista hohe.
Kitama game go check. Mr. He.
Magan stamai sinok. Egi kitama game good check mista hohe.
Mr. He. Oh, he. But fluent speakers never say, like you would say, Mr. He. Oh, he. Mr. Let's listen to him say that again.
Magan stamai sinok. Egi kitama game good check mista hohe.
Mr. Ho he. Mr. Ho he. Or something like that. That fluency, hey? It feels awkward to me when I try and say it.
Piesi wakap mai taya kokmana. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check. Piesi wakap mai taya kokmana. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check.
Kapen.
Piesi wakap mai taya kokmana. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check. Piesi wakap mai taya kokmana. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check.
Ego nana tok. Let me just grab that last part there.
Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check.
Egi bim wa wihi check. Yeah. Let me just listen to the whole thing because he said mana in there twice, I think.
Piesi wakap mai taya kokmana. Ego nana tohkmane egi hipmowihi check.
Cool. Okay, I think we have that one. All right. Dance Pitagway. We're just getting started. We're just almost 2 minutes into this story. So again, this is the very first recording I did with Wes Fine Day in August. By the way, you can find these stories if you go to, if you're on Facebook, this link should be in my bio, TikTok, go to my bio, there's a link in there. Or you can just Google for Sweetgrass Stories, a 21st Century Perspective. And we're putting these stories on YouTube. This is most of the first visit. I've got a couple more stories to put up on here, and then I will get into the second week here shortly. My computer was down, so I just got it fixed today. And we're going for our fourth visit next week. So I'm excited, headed back to Saskatchewan. But you can find these stories on YouTube. This one's called Atsimu and Peyak. And that's going to be this one right here. Yeah, so you can go find those on YouTube and listen to them. Shania says, do you type down the SRO and then do the English translation? Yes and no. I don't really do the translation so much. We will. Part of our goal, I don't want to do the translation myself because it will be wrong. I will make an attempt at it, but what we'll do when we've got these finished is we'll actually go back with Wes. I'm thinking if we get the chance, we'll go back with Wes and we'll ask him to interpret what he said. And then that way it will be the truest possible interpretation it could be. Again, because I'm just a learner. I don't have the language necessarily to, I'm using this as a tool for learning, transcribing these stories. So yeah, eventually we hope to have like some of that. And I don't know if down the road, where we're sort of leaning on Wes's direction, like would he want this to be a publication down the road, a book or something? Like I don't know. Right now our mandate or our goal is just to get these stories out there. That's been his directive at this point. He's adamant that the people need to get these stories, and we've approached this from the perspective of a language learning opportunity, if that makes sense.
Kaskiteupi siis, Magi kohan staan tahtomina ei takotsego ma kaskiteupi esisa.
Kaskiteupi siis.
Kaskiteupi siis, Magi kohan staan tahtomina ei takotsego ma kaskiteupi esisa.
Tantato, he said. Tantato mana. I think that's what he said. Let's just shorten this last little chunk.
Magi kohan staan tahtomina ei takotsego ma kaskiteupi esisa.
Mina.
Magi kohan staan tahtomina ei takotsego ma kaskiteupi esisa.
Ihtagutsik.
Magi kohan staan tahtomina ei takotsego ma kaskiteupi esisa.
Kaskiteo. That being said, Shania, if you're still there, we do get fluent speakers in that will, if you stick around, TikTok and Facebook usually will have a fluent speaker drop in, and they will typically add an interpretation to the chat. And so, again, I can try to interpret. He's talking about these birds. Like, again, my translations are really naive, because when he gets into really conceptual language, he gets to that place where it's like, I know all those words, but I don't quite always get the gist of what he's saying. Like usually the general flow, but there's usually nuance in there that I don't really understand. But he's saying here, like today, like how many types of black birds, I guess, even exist today? Something like itago. Itago is like to exist, but let's see, maybe there's another interpretation there. Itago. How many of them are there? How many of them exist? Yeah. And I think the reason I lean more so on like let's just listening to start with, focusing on listening, is because through listening, the pieces start to sort of, like, our brains are designed for language, and and we're not kids anymore necessarily, so we maybe don't absorb language quite as quickly, but still, if we're listening a lot, then the meaning will begin to get stuck in there, if that makes sense. Shania says, you stand to understand what sounds right to you. Exactly, and that's exactly what we're talking about. It's just like when you ask it's like when you ask a fluent speaker, like, why did you use this little word here or something like that? Then they'll just be like, that's just the way you say it. But if we listen a lot, and especially my process is transcribing, so I'll go, which is literally just going in and finding every single word. And then some of those conversations can happen down the road where it's like, well, why did you say that there? Like, what does that mean? But just through the process of listening a lot, the brain starts to figure stuff out. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. Sometimes somebody will ask me or I'll run into something and be like, what does that mean? And it's like, I know what it means in the language. Like, it makes sense in my brain. I don't know how to explain it in English, right? That's just how language works. So I really admire, especially with Wes, like his ability and I mean, he's not the only one, but it just when a fluent speaker has the ability to articulate so deeply in both Nihiuian and in English, like I just find that really quite it's really beneficial for me as a learner anyway.
Tehmana tapskutuge kahkaguachiwino gwanagaitayakuk.
So now he's talking about the Raven Hills people. Tapiskuts, there we go.
Tehmana tapskutuge kahkaguachiwino gwanagaitayakuk.
Kahkaguachiu we inuak ga, excuse me. Itayakok, is that what he said?
Tehmana tapskutuge kahkaguachiwino gwanagaitayakuk.
Itayakok. Mana, he said. Yeah. Yeah, Shania said you start to understand what sounds right to the ear. Yeah, and that's exactly how language works, right? It's like, that sounds right or it doesn't. But the only way we get to that place is by hearing it a lot, like by having heard the language a lot. So, yeah. I don't think this, he says this one, ga, gu, both long. What's Watsiinu. Kakaku Watsiinu. Let me listen to that again.
Tehmana tapskutuge kahkaguachiwino gwanagaitayakuk.
Yeah, so they have, I'm going to leave this the way it is. I know they have this written this way. Kakakuwatsiinuak. Kakakuwatsiinuak. Watsiinuak. Kakakuwatsinu. Kakakuwatsi. Maybe it is the other way.
Tehmana tapskutuge kahkaguachiwino gwanagaitayakuk.
He says winuak. Kakakuwatsiwinuak. That's okay. We'll leave it like that for now. We know what he's saying. And I will fix that. There's a decision there. This is definitely the pronoun. This is a piece of this software is my project. It's called Keanu Transcribe. Let me bring up that. So this is my website, keanu.net. Just go. If you just search for Keanu, it should come up. Keanu. I'll come up at the top there. So this is my project. We have 3 apps that we're working on right now. The third one's going into, so we've launched Transcribe in the database, and the mobile app's going into private beta I think at the end of this week. Providing we get the rest of our features in place. Yeah, and so we've got language support for, this isn't just a Cree app, this is a platform, so we hope to support as many indigenous languages as we possibly can. We're just starting out, so there's right there, keanu.net. This is my site. You can go there, you can find our projects. Right now we have spell checking support for Nihiuan Plains Cree dialect, Anishinaabemowin in the Odawa dialect, which I think is I don't know the answer to that question actually. And then Anishinaabemowin, this is more I think this is the southwestern dialect, Ojibwe. But again, there's nuances in there. But anyway, we have TH dialect coming soon. We have Blackfoot coming soon. And there's a few others we're working on. But as the technology becomes available for us to add support for those languages, then we'll add them. Yeah, there's a ton of languages I want to add support for. But you don't need to have a spell checker. You can transcribe any language you want in here right now. And then you can export the SRT files. It's a collaborative, so you can share and invite people to work on transcriptions with you and whatnot. There's quite a few other features in there, but we won't go through all of them tonight. If you go to my YouTube, you can find the intro videos and the tutorial and all of that. That'll show off some more of the features.
Kahkaguachi kagi moutaskansik. Kahkaguachi kagi moutaskansik.
I think there's that was a false start. I think he put a locative on that. Whoops. Like he's saying, like, at the Raven Hills. Kahkaguatik. What if you'd spell it this way? Yeah, that doesn't show up. That's fine. Okay, and then this next word.
Kahkaguachi kagi moutaskansik.
Kagi wa otaskansik. I think that's what I heard.
Kahkaguachi kagi moutaskansik.
Otaskansik. I'm just going to flag this one for Wes. So this is a feature in the app, is if you highlight a word and then you hit this orange button, it'll create an issue. And so with that, you can have lists of issues. We have 3 different types. This has to do with spell checking, but the red ones mean I just need to take it back to the fluent speaker and ask, and like, I need help. I need help with the word. I don't know what it means, or I can't find it, or something like that. So that's one of the features. And then there's a few different options. We may add more options for like how we can flag things, but largely that's just to sort of create a little bit of a feedback loop, if you want to think of it that way.
Kahkaguachi kagi moutaskansik.
Yeah, I don't know that word. That's okay. We'll just keep going.
Anoche go hegunik. Kagayasi mo ko may spihati chegohe. Yaspihati chegohe.
I think that's what he said.
Anoche go hegunik. Kagayasi mo ko may spihati chegohe. Yaspihati chegohe.
Yaspihati tik. Let me just grab that last little chunk there.
Ko may spihati chegohe. Yaspihati chegohe.
Is it ispihgatetik? Aspihgatetik, I think he said. Ohe.
Ko may spihati chegohe. Yaspihati chegohe.
He said it twice. I'm pretty sure. Aspihgatetik. Hey, Brandon. That's Miasa no magatagusinian.
Kagayasi mo ko may spihati chegohe. Yaspihati chegohe.
I don't know that word. Aspihgati tik. Ohe. Let's see if we can find it. I'll pull up Ben's site for that. Try that. Nothing. Ispihgat. I wonder if it's this one. Aspihgat. That's probably it right there. Name someone after someone. Call someone by a surname. I'm guessing it's probably this. That's interesting. Ihgateo. I'm guessing that's what it is. Does it make sense in context? Anutsegweg, those ones gayasi muhoma. Oh, okay, because yeah, it probably is. That's super common. Aspigate tick. That should have worked. That IYI cluster in there to sort of aspigate. Is it not in there? Oh, because it's a VTA, that's why. Let me listen to it again.
Kagayasi muhkoma yaspihati chigohe. Yaspihati chigohe.
It's not aspigate ticket, it's aspigati tick. There it is. Yeah. It's a VTI. That IYI in there. Super common for that to happen. Like when you see, let's go down, we'll do some study. Find the bottom of this 37-page document. A lot of times you hear this word isikaso, to borrow a long A here from somewhere. For some reason Google Docs doesn't want to. But lots of times, sometimes people will sort of write this as like a long I. Isigasu. But if you listen to especially older, or my experience, older fluent speakers or whatever, if you listen really carefully, you can hear that in there. Isigasu. And what happens is there's something interesting between dialects. When you go to TH, that Y, which they actually mark that with a little thing in the dictionary, I think, that switches to a TH and an N for the other dialects, right? So it's the same word. Isidigasu. I can't say it in TH because I don't speak TH. Isidigasu. But that IYIH just sounds like E. It just kind of blends together, right? So that's what's happening here. That aspe is like, let's go find that because that's an interesting aspe. Find any words that start with that. You know what? Actually, I know this word. I've just been saying it wrong. I've been saying ispigaso. I've been saying this. Tansi ispigaso, but it's not ispigaso. Yeah, it's aspigaso. What's your last name? That's interesting. So I knew this word, but I've been saying it wrong forever. Aspigaso. Okay. Let's keep going because there's more to this. So today, those ones in English, Oma, they're named, I guess.
Ahaswa. Maga kispin koyaskin stuhtamek.
Did it again. Gispin Goyask. But if it were understood correctly.
Nehiawen. Tansan megi si gaso chigange.
Nehiawen. What was that last chunk?
Nehiawen. Tansan megi si gaso chigange.
Anma egi ange. I think that's what he said. Dansanma egi Igisigas sikangi. Something like that. Let's listen to it again.
Nehiawen. Tansan megi si gaso chigangi.
Huh. How they're named in the language, I guess. He's going to tell us, I'm imagining.
Kahkaguachi winoak. Namoyovia. Ahasoachi winoak.
He's basically saying they're the Raven Hills people, not Crow, effectively. If I understand him correctly. Which is a gamble. Which is low probability. Nuwak. We just did this. Ian Nuwak. He says a little bit different, but we'll spell it like that just because.
Kahkaguachi winoak. Namoyovia. Ahasoachi winoak.
Actually, you know what? I feel like there should be both variations. Kahkaguachiu. He definitely says that.
Kahkaguachi winoak. Namoyovia. Ahasoachi winoak.
Namoya. Auya.
Kahkaguachi winoak. Namoyovia. Ahasoachi winoak.
Suwats. Yeah. That's funny that's not indexing properly. So we have this other type. Whenever there's a word that the spell checker's not picking up correctly, like these are both awiya. I've never heard that. Awiya. I don't even know what that means. Oh, ouch. Yeah, okay. And then this one, awiya, it's kind of the same thing. But the one I'm looking, and then apparently there's this awiya that means like the other person. But this is the one that it should be, but for some reason it's not showing up in my list of options, so we'll flag that. That's what indexing means. We'll send that back to the spell checker people. Aha, su, I think those are both long A's. Aha, suatsiui inuak, and we'll flag that one also.
You know, that was not a common name.
That was not the common name. Yeah, okay. Oh, I got that question. Good, keep going.
Ekte mana gagia chemet kagi pe ohtohta hehtawan. Ekte mana gagia chemet kagi pe ohtohta hehtawan.
One more time.
Ekte mana gagia chemet kagi pe ohtohta hehtawan.
Gagi. I'm sure he says a wa in there.
Ekte mana gagia chemet kagi pe ohtohta hehtawan.
The one that was brought here. What was that last word?
Ekte mana gagia chemet kagi pe ohtohta hehtawan.
Awa. Wonder if he's going to talk about Sweetgrass here. I don't remember. I haven't listened to this for a long time.
Nestam kagio gemahano tuta.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Nestam kagio gemahano tuta.
Gagi o gimakan nuit. Gagi o gimakan nuit. That one. Yeah, that spelling suggestions are working good.
Nestam kagio gemahano tuta.
The one who was our first chief here, he's going to talk about Wikasko Sein.
Kagi peis kagis pinatamaso toma.
Base. Sounds like a false start.
Kagipeis kagispinatamaso toma.
No. Gispin. Oh, the one they accomplished. Gispinatamasut. Something like that.
Kagipeis kagispinatamaso toma.
I don't remember the word. Gispinatamasut. There it is. Earned it for himself. Gispinatamasut.
Kagipeis kagispinatamaso toma.
Oma. I keep going that. Gispinatamasut. Oma. That's an... yeah.
Igo kagihjehtaukset osaamigimiuatset. Igo kagihjehtaukset osaamigimiuatset. Igo kagihjehtaukset osaamigimiuatset.
I think he says gagite.
Igo kagihjehtaukset osaamigimiuatset.
He was sufficiently thought of as gite. Highly regarded, I guess you would say. Gite tagosu. Okay, what did I miss? Gite tagosit. Huh. Weird. Okay.
Igo kagihjehtaukset osaamigimiuatset.
Miwatisit. It's like kind. Oh, that's not it. Good-natured. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Where do I get this? This is not a book. This is a video we're working on. You can find these videos on the YouTube channel. It's called Sweetgrass Stories, 21st Century Perspective. And these are videos that we recorded this fall with Knowledge Keeper Wes Fineday. We've got over 20 hours of stories in the language that we'll be uploading. And we've started uploading a bunch. You can find them on YouTube now. So we're working on, this is the very first story I recorded with him. Timuan Peyak, it's called. There's actually 3 or 4 stories in here. So I'm really excited to get through this one. I'm going to flag this because it should be... That's indexing issue or spell checker issue for some reason.
Egi kitemage mataisino mina mistahe.
Wheatsaisinua. Wheatsaisinua. Thank you. Yeah, that's working good.
Egi kitemage mataisino mina mistahe.
Wasn't even Wheatsaisino, it was just Isinu. Mistahe. Let's grab the next little chunk with that. Mistahe.
Mistahe. Egi moichi ta soto maisi chikeo nekte keise.
Whoa. Wheatsita sut. Is there an I in there? Wheatsita su. Nope, there's no I. It's kind of like fossilized that way. Okay, to help others. Oh, it's a different morpheme. Interesting. Wheatsita su. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. Just make sure I didn't miss anything in there.
Egi kitemage mataisino mina mista he. Egi moichi ta soto maisi chiko nekte case.
Is there's a gi in there. Isi tegewina ite ge isse, he said. One more time.
Egi kitemage mataisino mina mista he. Egi moichi ta soto maisi chiko nekte case.
One more time.
Egi kitemage mataisino mina mista he. Egi moichi ta soto maisi chiko nekte case.
I'm hearing egota in the very end of that.
To maisi chiko nekte case. To maisi
Oh.
chiko nekte case.
Isitsageo and isitsageo nik ite gese. Can be tricky sometimes. There's lots of sounds in the that can blend together and sound like other words. I was hearing egota, but it was egote gese, but it was that isitsageo nik. Yeah. So he was sufficiently I want to say pity's the wrong word, but like took sufficient care of the people, and was helpful, I guess you'd say. It's like, I know what those things mean, but how do you explain it in English? And was moving towards that I guess you'd say moving towards those types of activities in the way that he was dealing with other people, maybe something like that.
Magan stamga peta gohta he tota he gina pesut.
Oh, there's a lot in there.
Magan stamga peta gohta he tota he gina pesut.
Dago Dahit, when he was first brought here.
Magan stamga peta gohta he tota he gina pesut.
When he was a kid. Gagi Nape Sisuit. Nape Sisuit. Nape Sisuit. When he was a boy. So he sort of says it like Gagi Nape Sisuit. Suit. It sounds like those short vowels in there smush a little bit sometimes in fluent speech. There's a big chunk.
Namuya puhni sopaka me ochita topponetta puya saigi papampa tsast. Namuya puhni sopaka me ochita toppon.
Huh.
Namuya puhni sopaka me ochita topponet.
Bagakam. Oh, there's Neil. Neil says he was so compassionate towards people, that is how he helped himself in ceremony. Yeah, okay, that's how I would translate the last one. It was the ite gese, where I'm like, towards a ceremonial way of things. I guess maybe you'd think of it that way. Bagakam.
Namuya puhni sopaka me ochita topponetta puya saigi papampa tsast.
Huh. He wasn't quite 2 years old.
Namuya puhni sopaka me ochita topponetta puya saigi papampa tsast.
What's that last bit? Tapwe.
Ponetta puya saigi papampa tsast.
Wia esa. E papam.
Ponetta puya saigi papampa tsast.
Pampatsast. I don't know the word.
Ponetta puhuja saigi papampahtsast.
Pampatsast. Something like that. I don't think it's pampatsast. Let's do it one more time.
Ponetta puhuja saigi papampahtsast.
This part here at the end could mean it could be a couple things. Let's just take a look in here. Aya, mananto, kimaga. Kapat. Pampatsasut. Pampatsasut. So let's just see if we can find that first. No. Trotting, running. Maybe that is it. Papamcha. Papampacha. Pimpacha su. Which is like diminutized pimpa tau. That must be it. He wasn't even 2 years old, probably. That must be it.
Ponetta puhuja saigi papampahtsast.
But it's got to have a different meaning, right? Because it's not uncommon for a 2-year-old to be running around. Huh. I'm going to flag it. And we'll just keep going. I'll just run it by Wes. Alright. Next chunk.
Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman. Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
So it definitely has to do... Oh, it is sit. Hey, so it is like that. Running around, basically. Because it like... Egi papamuhtit.
Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman. Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan maya.
Let me just reload here. Oh yeah, weird. I have to see if I can recreate that issue. Maga mitone mista he.
Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
Just that last little bit.
Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
Anma aya.
Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
Eogo. There's this thing that Eogo anan maya.
Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
It's that last word.
Euganan maya. Kap maya tota mehkman.
Mana. Oh, sometimes those are hard earned. Okay. Instead of trying to pick from that really long list, I'm just going to spell it right. Okay. And Eogo. Indexing issue. Okay. I'll just listen to that one more time, make sure I didn't miss anything.
Higi papamuhtit. Magam ton mista he. Euganan Maya. Kap Maya Mehman.
Yeah.
Epim Womani da Gachimo Naho. Tansi Kehtina.
Ipim wawanihtat.
Epim Womani da Gachimo Naho.
Wanihtak, it sounds like. Can you say that? Wanihtam? And that's what I'm hearing. Misunderstand something?
Epim Womani da Gachimo Naho. Tansi Kehtina.
Okay.
Epim Womani da Gachimo Naho. Tansi Kehtina.
Well, and I think he's talking about Sweetgrass. When he was a little boy, he came from that place he was just talking about. Basically from what would now be called Crow, but he calls the Raven Hills. Kaka kaka kuwatiwinu weenie nak, I guess you'd say. The land of the Raven Hills people. So he wasn't Cree. So I wonder if that's what he's talking about, but yeah, I don't know. Keep going. We'll just keep going. I was like, the answer must be further in the story.
EGPA spike. Kaya smana mihche to.
Michi Dwao. I think that's what I heard.
EGPA spike. Kaya smana mihche to.
I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave that alone.
Egin to paiche goma. Oki chihtawak.
Gitawak.
Miswe, egi papa mi to te check.
Miswe. Egi.
Miswe, egi papa mi to te check.
Egi papa me tohte tsik. Yeah, exactly. Neil.
Apo, ik deho makaka go chiwi ni na. Apo, ik deho makaka go chiwi ni na.
Yeah. Mina, I think you said.
Apo, ik deho makaka go chiwi ni na.
Gaku. What? You. We nak. Something like that. I know the dictionary spells it differently, but he definitely says that W sound in there.
Puata mina mana. Puata mina mana.
Is that just... okay, yeah, the Sioux. Okay, interesting. That's what I thought he meant.
Ego mina mana pega isi no shayela. Egi si katat. Ego mina mana pega isi no shayela. Egi si katat.
Shayela. I'm guessing at this one here. Egi isi ga dat. That one.
Kigo e te kechina.
Kigo e te geitsena.
Magamana gamma mam to nehtaman. Ei tehtävän Cheyenne Stapsku segunik. Magama nagama mam tonehtaman ei tehtävän Cheyenne stapsku segunik. Magama nagama mam tonehtaman ei tehtävän Cheyenne stapsku segunik.
Tapskuts ego neck, I think he said. One more time.
Magama nagama mam tonehtaman ei tehtävän Cheyenne stapsku segunik.
Can you hear my keyboard that loud? Is it like clackety clackety clack? That's funny. I do type pretty loud. It's like probably echoing in the room a little bit. Just like hammering it. I don't have I have my clicky keyboard on the other one. This is just my Mac. But it's, yeah. Keys are getting a little worn. It's funny.
Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton. Mago yagagi shika. Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän. Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
You see, you got that. But who called them Shayela?
Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
Dwansi Gayas Wihun Shayela. One more time.
Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
Ei tehtämään. Now I'm big self-conscious about my typing. I'm like, I'm typing too loud. Cameron says, I think the last one we missed something on 38. Is that the one you mean? 38. I can go back. Let me know which one you think we missed something on, Cam. Skydogs on Twitch says, what are we doing here? We're transcribing the story. Cyrus, don't worry about it. We're transcribing this story. By the way, if you're just tuning in here, all of these stories are available on, this is the channel on YouTube, Sweetgrass Stories, 21st Century Perspective. We got a grant. I'm partnered with the Cree Literacy Network, and we've been recording stories with Wes since this fall. We started in August. I've spent 3 weeks with Wes, and we have our fourth recording session. Our winter session is next week. So I'm super excited. But you can find these stories. And if anybody wants access to this transcription, just send me a message and I'll send you an invite as a viewer. You can jump in there and listen. Yeah. Clackety clack. Okay. On 38, Brandon says, I thought he said Itetaman just before Cheyenne. Okay, let's listen to that again.
Magama nagama mam tonehtaman ei tehtävän Cheyenne stapsku segunik.
Nice catch there. Cheyenne tapskut segunik. Was that everything?
Magama nagama mam tonehtaman ei tehtävän Cheyenne stapsku segunik.
Ai Itetaman, he says. Okay, let's listen to this one again.
Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
One more time.
Mago yagagi shika ta chayela maton chi kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
Does he say Anmania Itetaman? Just go one more time.
Kaya siwi honan mani ei tehtävän.
Sounds like he says Nia in there. Anmania Itetaman. Which would make sense. Perfect. All right. Yeah, good catch. Thank you.
Ego ho tehoa hioigi wiktik. Ho teho ma pihtagi siganoh ke ego haya. Ego ho tehoa hioigi wiktik. Ho teho ma pihtagi siganoh ke ego haya.
So that last chunk, there's something about southernly.
Hote homma pihtagi sigano kego haya.
Uhte homma, I think he said.
Hote homma pihtagi sigano kego haya.
Pitagi sekanok. Oh, pretty close.
Hote homma pihtagi sigano kego haya.
Let's see what... I hear that word for south all the time. I have a hard time believing it's not in the dictionary. They probably want this. Okay, that worked. Okay. All right. Oh, I gotta do my puzzle. We get to stay on TikTok for a little while longer. Okay, let's keep going here.
Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau pi semana kape sagewet. Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau pi semana kape sagewet. Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau pi semana kape sagewet.
Oh, date. Do you say mana?
Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau pi semana kape sagewet.
Kape sage wait, I think he said. But there was one more little beat in there, something right in the middle.
Ite kapeo tewa kapeo to te togi segau pi semana kape sagewet.
He said, oh, but I wonder if it was just like a slip. I'll just leave it for now. Yeah, we'll keep going.
Ekte te heisi manga tan tahto kisegau etege.
Esse tantato.
Ekte te heisi manga tan tahto kisegau etege.
Gisagao. Tantato gisagao. Egote, was that the last word?
Ekte te heisi manga tan tahto kisegau etege.
Etegwe. That's what I thought. Tantato gisagao etegwe. How many days anyway?
Egi mache hoto maka kagi nantopa i te kuteise.
Mana.
Egi mache hoto maka kagi nantopa i te kuteise.
Nantopa it. I think he said.
Egi mache hoto maka kagi nantopa i te kuteise.
Egoteisse. Huh.
Ego hekte ta kohti ääne egi taatsi motman.
Egote. Eitta kohtiaan.
Ego hekte ta kohti ääne egi taatsi motman.
Grab a big chunk for the next one here.
Egi pappan toa pengia no muuta ka wike tsegogi mahte ki koi kau temtsek. Egi pappan toa pengia no muuta ka wike tsegogi mahte ki koi kau temtsek.
Uhtingean?
Egi
Oh, Wapingean.
papan toa pen gea no muuta ka wika chikogi mahti kigoi kautemchek.
Huh.
Egi papan toa pen gea no muuta ka wika chikogi mahti kigoi kautemchek.
Papa Wapingean, that one. Went to check out something.
Egi papan toa pen gea no muuta ka wika chikogi mahti kigoi kautemchek.
Kigwaika Uhtimchik. Oh, what do they have for horses? Huh. Interesting. It's amazing how you could smush so much in language into just like one little breath. Gotta listen to it a couple times.
Egi papan toa pen gea no muuta ka wika chikogi mahti kigoi kautemchek.
Kawigichik. And then mate something.
Egi papan toa pen gea no muuta ka wika chikogi mahti kigoi kautemchek.
Yeah. Ga o Demutik or A o Demutik? There was Gawigitik oge, he said. Mahte. No, it's a short A. Mahte. Huh. It's just a spell checker error. Huh. Okay. That's fine. Kiwi. That seems fine. Okay, grab the whole thing again. Okay.
Apo kigoi chi kagi eia chik kagi kimotamo gi kapei kiweta. Apo kigoi chi kagi eia chik kagi kimotamo gi kapei kiweta.
Gimotawagik. To like go and take them. Hey, Dancy Brenda. Gimotawagik. Gimotaweo. How do you say to take something from some Gimutamoeo? Okay, so that's the one I was looking for, but that's not what he said. I don't think.
Apo kigoi chi kagi eia chik kagi kimotamo gi
Oh, he did.
kapei
Gimutamoagik.
kiweta.
Kiweitatan, something like that.
Apo kigoi chi kagi eia chik kagi kimotamo gi kapei kiweta.
Giweitayan, I think. Giweitao, to bring it home. Can you say that? No. Giwei. Let's check here. I want words that start with that. So it's like, maybe it's this one, Giweita, but that's a, you wouldn't say Giweitahayan. You'd say Giweita, Giweitahagik, I think you'd say. Oh, it's this one here, Giweitao. See, I was thinking that for just a second, Giweitao. Yeah, that's why it sounds like that. Giweitatayan. which is like one of those tongue twisters.
Apo ki goi chi kagi e a chik kagi kimotamo gi kape ki weta.
Yeah, that's a little skip in there. Giwe Dayan. There's a little skip in there. I always put those false starts in just because that's what he said.
Eksepe go egis ekakisa kamga ko magisiga. Eksepe go egis ekakisa kamga ko magisiga.
Ka Gisa Gumgag. It's like something was finished. That's what it sounded like. One more time.
Egis ekakisa kamga ko magisiga.
Gisa Gumgag.
Egis ekakisa kamga ko magisiga.
Let's go find this one. Gisa Gumgun. Something, preparations were finished. Something was wrapping up. Gisa Gumgag.
Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak. Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak. Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak. Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak.
Oh, Omikuapi. Mikuapik. Those look exactly the same to me. I'll pick that one.
Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak.
To Aya Chick. Something like that.
Ego homigoa po omigoa behenda haya chigo gaisinoak.
Oge Isinwak. I think that's what I'm hearing.
Ekte ngito tan. Nton sone migoa pan hegi. Ekte ngito tan. Nton sone migoa pan hegi.
Sisune.
Ekte ngito tan. Nton sone migoa pan hegi.
Me. Long A.
Ekte ngito tan. Nton sone migoa pan hegi.
There's more to this. We'll grab the whole thing and then we'll break it down.
Papanta pen gya no me papa kimuchi kimu.
Should actually change my mind. We're gonna do it this way. Like that. Add this to the last one.
Papanta pen gya no me papa kimuchi. Papanta pen gya no me papanta pen gya no me papa kimuchi.
To pin Wapi Gian Uma, I think he said.
Papanta pen gya no me papa kimuchi.
Ipapagi Muti.
Papanta pen gya no me papa kimuchi. Kimuchi tamano mat ki.
If I can.
Papanta pen gya no me papa kimu.
Uma. I'm actually gonna break it. One sec.
Papanto pengiano me papa kimuchi tamano matki mahtiga kins papanto pengiano me papa kimuchi tamano matki
Gimutsitaman. I was going to try and split that up into a couple of chunks, but I couldn't find a good spot to do it, so.
papanto pengiano me papa kimuchi tamano matki
We'll just leave it like that. It's a pretty big Gimutsitaman. Gimutsitam. Flag that one. Okay, next little bit here.
mahtiga kins to tawagi goge mahtiga kins to tawagi goge mahtiga kins to tawagi goge
Nisse do gik. Guess to understand who they were, maybe.
mahtiga kins to tawagi goge
To see if I could. To see if I. It's not recognize. And stoto. In context, it seems like to understand who they are. To see if I understood who they were or something.
Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo mamam skuta. Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo mamam skuta. Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo mamam skuta. Tanso me istonamo sekmina ki
Istonamotik. Donamotik. I don't know that word.
Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo. Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo mamam skuta. Tanso me istonamo sekmina kigo mamam skuta.
Understanding them and what they are saying is what Brenda says. Einstonamo. Is it nisitonamotik? Let me just check and see if I can find that word. Nisito. Huh, not there. I just don't know that word. But that's okay. We'll flag it.
Ahpuite go manik scheme go no ta hita gohti ane gite taban manito.
Holy, really fast.
Ahpuite go manik scheme go no ta hita gohti ane gite taban manito.
Niggas going, scheme going oma.
Ahpuite go manik scheme go no ta hita gohti ane gite taban manito. Ahpuite go manik scheme go no ta hita gohti ane gite taban manito.
Just that last little bit, it's so fast.
No ta hita gohti ane gite taban manito.
Teette Manitou. Brenda says in stonamo, a stonamotic. I just don't know the word. Yeah, just try and... That's okay. We can come back to that one.
Maga yuktahan mento apian topim sinian ega kimi togi guge.
I think that's what he said.
Maga yuktahan men
Oh, Nitonamotik. Neil says, the intonation of their speech and the way they explain things. Oh, Tisqua, let me go back.
tan Suomi ja istunamo segmin
I thought it was isse. Nitonamotik. Their intonation of speech and the way they explain things. Isse nitonamotik. Nito... The way their speech sounds. Nitonamotik. Still can't find it. That's okay. I will still flag it. And understanding. So Brenda says we've got understanding them and what they are saying, as well as the way their speech. Okay. Perfect. Apuitagwe.
ahpuitti kuumanik skim gonu ta hita kohti äänegi tehtävän maaniito.
Scheme go in. I was known. When I arrived, I think I was like, maybe, could that be used for recognized? It was...
Maga yuktahan mento apian topim sinian ega kimi togi guge.
Topim sinian.
Topim sinian ega kimi togi guge. Topim sinian ega kimi togi guge. Topim sinian ega kimi togi guge.
Ikaki. It sounds like mitawegik. No, mito. Neil says I might that other word. In nitonamotik. Will that show up if you do that? If you go tonamo. Yeah, interesting. Aspitonamo. Guantonamo. Aguatonamo. Interesting. So then that chunk, that morpheme. Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Topim sinian ega kimi togi guge.
Kimi tawagik. I just wrote that one out how I was hearing it, and it turns out it's... Listen to something on the sly from Guy Moots. Interesting. Listen to them secretly. Very cool. Oops.
Gramachi big squetik. Metonegi ko squeta man. Pia guane si big squetik go makiano guy si big square.
Huh. Interesting. He was surprised when they started speaking.
Gramachi big squetik. Metonegi ko squeta man. Pia guane si big squetik go makiano guy si big square. Gramachi big squetik. Metonegi ko squeta man. Pia guane si big
Mitone. Go squeta. Surprised? I'm guessing here. We've run into this a few times, but surprised. Yeah. Surprised, amazed, marvel at something.
Gramachi big squetik. Metonegi ko squeta man. Pia guane si big squetik go makiano guy si big square.
Just grab that last chunk. Be guan e gi isse, I think he said.
Pia guane si big squetik go makiano guy si big square.
I'm just going to look at this.
Pia guane si big squetik go makiano guy si big square.
This is one of those things where it's like, for me, this is advanced phrasing. Looking at this now, what he's saying is like, when they started speaking, I was really surprised because they spoke the same way that we do, right? But there's some complex, and now that I look at it, like peguan, esse, oma, esse, like that links those together. And it makes sense to me now, but this is like one of those things where it's like, when you're trying to say something and you don't know how to say it, something is the same as something else. Like, this feels like advanced phrasing. Super interesting.
Egine heo ejik. Nigin sto ta okto. Maga moine heo go si si gatisik. Egine heo ejik. Nigin sto ta okto. Maga moine heo go si si gatisik. Egine heo ejik. Nigin sto ta okto. Maga moine heo go si si gatisik.
What was that last one? Gasigat or something.
Maga moine heo go si si gatisik.
Ah, eutse. Esi gatisik. But they weren't named Nihiwak. That's not what they were called. Super cool.
Shaya Allah mane gita chiga tehtoge ki gui no ge to gon geche. Shaya Allah mane gita chiga tehtoge ki gui no ge to gon geche da. Shaya Allah mane gita chiga tehtoge ki gui no ge to gon geche da. Shaya Allah mane gita chiga tehtoge.
Gita tik. Gitatik. Itau? Is that what it is? Must be, hey?
Shaya Allah mane gita chiga tehtoge ki gui no ge to gon geche da.
Oh, there's a lot in there. So fast.
Ki gui no ge to gon geche da.
Ki gui noak. Ki guai. And then he says, I think we'd say ke go but it sounds like Kiiguinuak. Kiiguinuak. Kind of like when you say, like, what kind of tree? Kiguatik or something like that. Yeah, Kiguatik. Inu. Let's listen to it again. He says it very clearly. Kiiguinuak. Eogoange. Gatesana. Gatesana. All right, I need to listen to the whole thing again. There's Etagwe, not Eogo, I think is what he said. Okay, one more time. Etagwe anege Gatesana. Pretty sure that's what I'm hearing in there. This is the real prize right here, this word. I'm going to flag that one. I don't think it's in the... No, we checked. Yeah. So, which is interesting. You could say, what kind of tree are you? But then to say... So that makes sense. You could say, what kind of people are they? Or flag that one for Eric.
Maga no chego mana kamam to ne tamano maya. Maga no chego mana kamam to ne tamano maya.
Aya, I think you said.
Maga no chego mana kamam to ne tamano maya.
Mana nuts egwa mana gamamam tane tamano mahaya.
Poit gwen ge gunik shayan mana ga kaitichik. You know some.
Poit gwe.
Poit gwen ge gunik shayan mana ga kaitichik. You know some. Poit gwen ge gunik shayan mana ga kaitichik. You know some. Poit gwen ge gunik shayan mana ga kaitichik. You know some.
Ichik.
Poit gwen ge gunik shayan mana ga kaitichik. You know some.
Be that one. Gaitichik. Osam.
Every note chigiwi hun. Kagas. Every note chigiwi hun. Kagasi mohoma.
Tsige. Is that what he said?
Every note chigiwi hun. Kagasi mohoma.
I think that's what I'm hearing.
Every note chigiwi hun. Kagasi mohoma.
It's like that is close to another name, another English name, I guess. He's probably going to tell us what it is next, or maybe.
Kagioche nstawe tagustik. Kagioche nstawe tagustik. Kagioche nstawe tagustik.
Nesito. I think that's what I'm hearing. Oh, and it showed up too. Look at that. Holy, the prize. Wow. Here I thought I was making up a word. Recognized. Interesting. Nstoitagsu. That's a cool word. It's a lot of chunks in there. Yeah, that's an interesting word.
Aga ma namton eigi kus võihtavan, egiituet. Aga ma namton eigi kus võihtavan, egiituet.
Eigi kus võihtamaan.
Aga ma namton eigi kus võihtavan, egiituet.
Eigi kus võihtamaan, I don't think that's in there.
Aga ma namton eigi kus võihtavan, egiituet.
Yeah, no, it wasn't there.
Nyt on istavaa piekon. Osampugu nantoga kiikoiga ta sihtahkik. Ilginan stuhtava. Nyt on istavaa piekon. Osampugu nantoga kiikoiga ta sihtahkik. Ilginan stuhtava.
Just grab that last chunk.
Osampugu nantoga kiikoiga ta sihtahkik. Ilginan stuhtava kikvana.
Got the sika kick. Long I.
Nantoga kiikoiga ta sihtahkik. Ilginan stuhtava kikvana.
Nisito taua kick. I think he said mana at the end there.
Nantoga kiikoiga ta sihtahkik. Ilginan stuhtava kikvana.
So those ones too, this because they were speaking the say Nantoki way when they were discussing in this context, Nantoki way, is that like negative things, would you say? I understood them, I guess, when they discuss those things. Something like that. Nantoki way.
Eigo heigi se
Or would that just be Nantoki way when they were just discussing? They were just like discussing things.
eigo heigi se egi sahkam ksianek tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik.
Sakame kisian, ikisakam kisian.
Eigo heigi se egi sahkam ksianek tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik. Tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan
Gimme that same word, gimme toagik.
Tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik. Tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik.
Takamisik. Danse.
Tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik.
That last word.
Tahe papam kagi mihta ogi goktan sep maitahkam ksiktan sep mita chemochik.
Oh. Ipmita tsamutsik. That sound, the collapsation of that sound there. Ipmita tsamutsik. Itahkam. That comes from this one. Itahkam su. Oh no, that one doesn't show up. Same as why can't I think of it now? Danse. Danse takam xian. Me gesu. Itakamiksu. Yeah. Itakame gestik. There we go. Kapat says, trying to understand what he heard. I think it's like So because they spoke the same, Osampago Nantokigwe, when they were discussing things, Osampago, does that have a specific meaning? Most of the time, when they were discussing Nantokigwe things, I would understand them. And so I finished up there where I'd been secretly listening to these ones, what they were up to, and what they were telling stories about, I guess. What news they were relaying, maybe you'd say. Something like that. I was gonna leave and take their horses, I guess. Gipe Kimutamo Wagik Mista Demwa. Mitse sis. Can you say that? Meets 8, but it sounds like a little bit. Stole a few horses. Meets 8 sis. Yeah, meets 8 sis. A few, quite a few. Stole quite a few horses. Long O. Negi O. Negi pe kimutamoa gik mistate moa meets 8 sis. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, that's fine. This is an indexing issue. Giwetahau. The hawak. Yeah, it is. Chik is third person plural in our dialect, but if you go north or a little further east, like we'll say, if we are singing or they are singing a nigamotik, but in some regions north of here or like a little further east, they'll say a nigamotwao. But that dwao shows up in the future conditional for nigamotwawe when they sing, if they sing. Negipe tahawak. Oh, long I. That makes sense. Brought those horses back. Nobody followed or chased us. Tigi says Nginto Noas Wadik. Bento. Can you say that? No, it's the other way around. Tope nawaswatik. I think that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, nobody chased us. Nobody came and chased us, maybe you'd say. Chase me? Mahpeneo, what does that mean again? Oh, perhaps they were cowards? I wonder if they were. I wonder if they were cowards. Otsi itehtahkik, I think I'm hearing. Just grab that last little bit. I think that's what I'm hearing. O te muawa. Or else maybe they didn't think anything of losing their horses. That's how I sort of understand that. Maybe they didn't think anything of losing their horses. Moya eo go wia. Wia eo go negiskeiten. Mana or oma? Oma, I think it sounds like. All right, we're coming up on 8 o'clock, so let's do one more little chunk here. Miswegi Pimatsihut? No. Awa ne musumpan. I don't know if this one's supposed to be there. Actually, I think I am hearing it there, so we'll leave it. What? Come on. Tago date. Last word. All right, that's enough for tonight. I think it's a good chunk. Wow. I think we did 7 minutes tonight. That's just smoking. Mind you, Wes is making it easy for us. Pretty easy, pretty good transcribing. Yeah, we started off about a minute, 70 seconds in, so that's pretty good. Almost 7 minutes tonight. All right, so we're going to leave it off there tonight. I could feel my brain. I was just stressing through trying to get my computer back up and running. My desktop, the CPU cooler went out, and I ordered what I thought was the wrong part. It's playing CPU repair, make the computer repair man up till about 10 minutes before our live stream tonight, so worked out. Ego taga gisita no ego. Why asai mina e pimnau so tick e tita man is me upstairs. Asai mina kigwe and paswat the man. I was trying to figure out how to say that, something that smells good. I think I said it wrong last week. Kiwe ga mule ga mule magwak. I think you'd say that. Kiwe ga mule magwak. Something that smells good. Maybe you'd say that. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna leave it there tonight. My brain's definitely a little bit done. But Kakyo, Kinaskup tinaw, Kakyo gapi witapimiek anuts mia sinomaya Mr. Hickey gwe igisitayak. We got lots done tonight. And this is good. This is a good story. I'm really looking forward to getting this one done. It's not too long, I think, maybe 30 minutes. 20, almost 28 minutes. So yeah, if we're 8 minutes in, we've only got a couple of weeks on this one. If you're just tuning in now, if you go to my link tree, either through Facebook or TikTok, you can find these stories, Sweetgrass Stories, a 21st Century Perspective, and we've got over 20 hours of Wes telling stories in the language. Knowledge Keeper Wes Fineday from Sweetgrass, Saskatchewan, and I've uploaded the first set of stories already, and we'll be uploading more in the next couple months. And we're going back for our next our winter session here next week, so I'm super excited about that. We'll go get some of the winter stories to share with everyone. So we're gonna leave it at that tonight. Sai mina kakio kitam scut now kanaskum tena mina. Really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And mio tips skansik, mio nipak, mio guamik, mio puatamuk. Okay, we're gonna